I'm back. Hello. It is me, Lydia. Back at it again. Today I really wanted to talk about dopamine hits for a dragon era person like myself. I was thinking about getting a brush because I if you don't know by now, I often talk with a paintbrush or pen or pencil with primer on it. Just because it helps me think. But the pencil's feeling real nice right now. Oh, real sloppy twirling. Anyway. But what does that mean? Dopamine hits for a dragon, a person in their dragon era. Because if you don't know, then you don't know that I am in my dragon era. And what does that mean for me? That means for me that I have been fascinated by dragons, which I've talked about this before a little bit, but I'm obsessed with dragons all of a sudden in my life. It's kind of crept up on me. Like I haven't there was a point in time where I didn't really acknowledge it. Like I was kind of like, okay, dragons are actually kind of cool, but like on the down low. But I think it's because I was shaming myself a little bit because growing up, there would be like kids, right, that were like super into dragons. Like I knew kids growing up that were like so into dragons. And I just never got it. I guess it's very similar. A couple of years ago I talked about this, which I guess now I'm noticing a pattern within myself in real time. But a couple of years ago talked about how like the kids who would like have a Swiss Army knife with them all the time, or like were obsessed with like camping and hiking and like survival skills. I just never understood it. I was like, no, thank you. Like I don't get the appeal. I just thought like it was kind of obnoxious, like and unnecessary, but like just with my journey with toxic mold, as you guys have probably heard me talk about, I talk about it pretty much everywhere on every social media. But with mold toxicity, with just even being homeless, just so many things that I've been through the past couple of years, I've just come to really appreciate all of that, all of the survival skills, all of the, I mean, during 2020, there was a few things, actually, I think this was in 2021 when we all got those stimulus checks. I know this was super unnecessary, but there were a few things that I bought for myself just to be kind of frivolous and buy for myself because I, at that point, had been living in such poverty and such sickness. And one of those things was a mini Swiss Army knife, and that thing has come in handy. And, you know, little testaments like that just to prove to myself that these lessons have rang true to me. And I think that kind of leads me into my topic for today, which is dragon era dopamine hits. I said that phrase at the end of my TikTok I made recently about being in my dragon era, and I just was like, I could make a whole video about that because that topic has been a very big lesson for me in recent times, recent history. Like things that I've been learning bring me joy as a person who's in their dragon era. Now for you, that might mean that you are a dragon totem. That might be you are a dragon like spirit guide is helping you. I don't know. But for me, I don't know what that is. I don't know if dragons are truly in my totem list. I don't know. But sometimes when I have like an animal continually popping up and they're here to teach me a lesson during this time, and like all their traits are like teaching me these spiritual things, I think for that period that they are a totem of mine, and they're not. And then they leave and I'm like, oh, peace out. Like, I actually don't, you really were here just to serve me that lesson, because I feel nothing for you now. So we shall see. Although the traits of a dragon are very much like things that I have been my whole life, but were suppressing. So I would not be surprised if I have dragon as a totem, dragon as a buddy, a close friend, an ally. Would not be surprised. But what I've recently found out about myself is that I need certain things to give me dopamine, and they're a lot simpler than you might imagine. Growing up, I grew up in a household full of non-dragon people, which this has its own beauty in it too. You know, I appreciate the non-dragon people of the world. But this meant, for these people, my family members, that they appreciate the simplicity in life. They can eat their favorite foods on repeat, and a lot of times, most of the time, their favorite foods are things that can be made in an instant. They're quick, they're easy, there's really sometimes not a whole lot of flavor even going on in them. And if there is, it's like, it's not a whole lot of depth, you know what I mean? Classic good old spaghetti, you know, a lot of early childhood meals are still like fan favorites of theirs. And I don't know, for me, that's just something that throughout my life, because I wasn't around a whole lot of other people who appreciate, I don't want to say they don't appreciate higher quality, because my mom is one who appreciates high quality, but she's very simplistic when it comes to making things. Like she likes simplistic flavor, she likes simplistic meals, all of that sort. She prefers even pre-made and just eating leftovers and that sort of thing. And I've just always had that in me where I didn't like leftovers, and I preferred things that took a lot of extra preparation and time. Like I appreciated those foods and the experiences that I was having while eating those foods more. And that is just something that I've always kind of suppressed. I always thought, like, man, why? It would be so much easier on everybody, so much easier if I could just appreciate the foods that they appreciate. If I just learned to love the things that they love. And it just seems like those foods bring them so much joy to eat, and I don't feel joy when I eat them. And why is that? And I wish I could just be that way. Like, that was really like something I thought about frequently. And it wasn't until recently that I've started getting into this like secondary, like this new way of looking at things where it's like, no, I think it's actually, I need to embrace that fully, full-heartedly. The fact that I appreciate foods that take longer preparation, that maybe involve a little presentation. I'm one of those type of people who, when I am at a cafe and the barista spends a little extra time putting the like sprinkles of cinnamon on top, or you go to a fancier cafe and they've got the latte art, I'm always like, wow, oh, like it makes me feel like the experiences that I am tasting in my mouth are matching the visuals that I am seeing, and that makes me feel so satisfied. And I appreciate that so much. And so what I've come to realize about myself is that I need to just take that little extra time to make things a little extra special for myself. Because that's so unique about me, at least in the circles that I've grown up in, right? Like, not everybody that I grew up around appreciated that little extra touch that would be added to something, or the beauty, true beauty that extra time took to put something together. And I don't know, I really do appreciate that so deeply. And so I've learned that it actually served me well, and it serves me a lot of dopamine and a lot of even joy and positivity to do that for myself. When I am cooking, I try to add just a little bit of something special in there just for myself, even though it's not necessarily necessary. Like when I make hot cacao for myself, it's like hot cocoa with cacao. It's so good if you haven't tried it. But I like to add the little sprinkles of cinnamon. You know, add the big marshmallows and the sprinkles of cinnamon on top. And even though those things aren't necessary, you know, the sprinkle of cinnamon on top doesn't make a vast difference because I also put cinnamon in it. So taste-wise, it's not doing the most maybe, but it does match how I feel as I'm drinking it. And the visuals are sort of this testament, this sign to myself that I am worth that. I am worth that extra little time to put those little sprinkles of cinnamon on top. And also including with that preparation, I try to remember to be positive and uplifting while I do it. So it's like even more of a benefit when I'm drinking it. Like, and this was made with positive intention. So I try to make that association anytime I do something a little extra for myself. Like doing something a little extra for myself, there's nothing negative associated with it. There's nothing negative tied to it. It is a complete positive thing. I feel positive about doing things for myself because I deserve it, you know? And I just think that that's a really, I guess a really quick way to get dopamine hits when you are in your dragon era, like me. Add that little thing of cinnamon. For me also, I would say like, come breakfast time, a lot of people can just whip up a quick little thing of eggs, right? They can whip up their little breakfast and eat it and move about their day. And that's fine, especially when I'm disassociated. Sometimes that's necessary even. But I notice with myself, I feel more positive throughout my day, more happy about the start of my day. I'm just in a better mood all around when I put that extra time into my breakfast. Like, I love a good omelet, and the preparation involved in making an omelet is okay. I'm learning to love that as well. As I'm in my dragon era, I'm learning that. It's not that I dislike it, but it's just the preparation. I'm learning to have positive associations with that as well. So maybe I will eventually fully enjoy making food. That would be an interesting endeavor for me. But I do try to make myself the breakfast that I really want, which is that omelet. You know, I feel so much better when I am eating that omelet, even though it takes more time. It takes getting out the ingredients. It takes mixing them together. It takes chopping up the stuff. But I feel so much better and I enjoy it. And it's oftentimes prettier to look at. Like I think that those things are something that we should value or remember to value if we are in our dragon era, because we deserve it. We do. We deserve that. And yeah, not everybody appreciates that. So that's very unique. Very unique to appreciate those finer details. So yeah, that's my little tip. If you ever, want a little dopamine hack, try adding a little something special to your meals, when you're making something, or take that little extra time to make something aesthetic, or if you have to write a little note down, draw that little heart on there, draw that little flower on there, make it a little extra cute, make it a little extra something special. Because that's the thing too about dragons, is we are special, we're magic, we are, you know what I mean? We have powers, special powers. And so I think everywhere we go, we kind of leave that little trace of magic, and we need to remember that, right? I need to remember that everywhere I go, I'm leaving that little trace of Lydia magic.